Good morning everyone. Okay, my name is Gideon. I'm your trainer for today. So first of all, welcome, and I want to say thank you for those who are coming today, despite your busy schedule workings. Okay, for today's seminar, I will talk about prevention of sexual harassment in the workplace. Okay, the learning outcome of this training is actually we want to discuss what to do when sexual harassment occurs. Second one, outline the responsibility and liabilities of management. The third one, provide information on creating and respectful working environments. The third one, cover what must be reported. Okay, and the fourth one and fifth one, discuss how to communicate and provide the 10 steps of handling sexual harassment. Okay, here is our program for today. For today's training, it will be half-day trainings. As you can see, there's the program that I will talk about for this morning. Okay. First, I will talk about what is sexual harassment. The second one, I will talk about type of sexual harassment, the causes, what constitutes abusive conduct, what emerging form of harassment, how to respond, and then how to prevent unethical duties, and how to make a report. Okay, what is sexual harassment? For me, sexual harassment is a legal-based matter because sexual harassment is a supervisor and manager. So, sexual harassment there are few types actually. So I will talk on that in more detail on the next slide. So first I will talk about the statistic. Okay, 1 in 3 women between the age of 15 and 34 has been harassed at the workplace. Okay, as you can see, there's the number of percentage that mentioned there. 81% experience harassment with the verbal form. See, 44 is the experience unwanted touchings like hugging, pat the back, pat the bottom, or okay. And the last one, 35% receive email like vulgar language like teasing, or they talk about their desire or sexual activities. This is the statistic from 2013-2014. As you can see, there's a percentage of sexual harassment, the highest one, which is 48%. We estimate 37 victims that been harassed. This statistic I get from International Women's Media Foundations, or Violence and Harassment Against Women in Media. Okay. Type of sexual harassment. According to EEOC, or Equal Employment Opportunity Commissions, okay, sexual harassment there are 3 types like I mentioned just now. So here I will explain in more detail. First one, physical harassment. Physical harassment, we know like touchings, huggings, and pat bottom, pat the back, and then the second one is verbal harassment, where we're using verbal language, crude joke, teasings, and then like we talk about our desire, activities, or repeated requests means like example, you're asking them for that, and then the person said no, and then keep asking them, and then they consider verbal language, verbal harassment. The last one, visual. Okay. Visual harassment, you can see a lot in cartoon or poster, like with your colleague or peer, you put poster like, you know, calendar. Now you can see the calendars with a lot of Victoria's Secrets. You put in pictures there, and when you're not comfortable about it, and you can make a report about that person. Okay. And then this is the statistic that people will experience and witness sexual harassment according to the type of sexual harassment. Okay, the verbal harassment is 56.9% experience it. See, it's a lot actually. Half the percentage people in the workplace will experience it. But we don't know whether they dare to report it or not. That's the cases. But some of them they keep silence. They don't want to report it because they are afraid they're going to lose the job. If the case is related to their supervisor or the employee. Okay. Second one is sexual, include the physical contact. That doesn't not, you stand too close to someone, or you blocking the path, or you touching them, you hugging them. It's normal to be in a workplace, but it depends on you. If you're not comfortable about it, you can report it to your supervisor or complain. Okay. Causes of sexual harassment. The first one, poverty. Okay, poverty is a lot. Poverty can lead the sexual harassment because, for example, you still news in the organizations and you try to make yourself comfortable in organizations. You try to, when you come out salary, crap for financials. You want get a higher salary, so you have to do what to do. Like what this girl said here, you either go with the flow or you work somewhere else. So if you want to promote your promotion, your job is promotion, right? You have to do it, otherwise you cannot get promotions. Then second one is like provocative dressing by women in the workplace. For example, yes, we all of us is love fashion, but there's a limit when it comes to dressing in the workplace. And I can see the pictures that there are two types of dressing. The first one is the good one, and then the second one is like talk show. You can dressing like it go for talk show, not for the workplace. Okay. Third one, social restrictions. Your social, okay? Actually, it's the abuse, power, or humiliations that lead to the sexual harassment. When you try to sexualize with other people, and then we try to socialize with your supervisor, because they have power, they can do anything to you. But you cannot make a report because you're afraid you're going to lose your job. Okay? And then sometimes the women, they feel less value than a man, and then it's difficult for them to handle the harasser or to complain it because they are afraid. Like I just mentioned, their job. Some women here is their breadwinner, so they support their family, so they don't have a choice. They have to become a victim, but they don't want to report it. They are afraid of it. They're scared. Okay? That one is a poor management. If your leaders is someone that always early in the morning come to office, and then the first thing that he do or she do is like cursing, yelling, or kick your dustbin or whatever, and then poor management will lead to verbal harassment when your leaders or your supervisors, talk to you like cursing, always cursing and yelling at you. Some of them will maybe threaten you in physical, like maybe they punch you, and they consider harassment. And the last one is a lack of policy. This is, every organization they have a policy. But whether the policy is covered harassment or not, it depends on your organization. The good policy is that you need to cover everything. To protect yourself, to protect your employees, to protect your employees from outsiders like your clients, your customers that come to your organizations to do business. And then how you handle it, how you report it. The policies to be the only way we can prevent it. Okay, then we go to the third one. This one is like the one that constitutes to sexual harassment. For you can see offerings, benefit. You're asking for the sexual favor, like your supervisor asking for sexual activities with you. And then he created you something like promote you or he increase your salaries. Okay, and then 3, visual conduct like pictures or verbal, inappropriate compliments. And then physical contact like body positions when they come to your desk. Rather than they stand beside you, they sit on your table. This one, actually you can see it in a lot in movie, they show you. Okay, here, like I said, 20 on the floor. They humiliate us. They put us down, make fun of us. This type of supervisor, they don't feel, and either they don't care. And the consequences because of this thing is like your emotional stress, illness, emotional trauma, depression, anxiety. And then because you stress, your trauma, you start to upset. It's a reason high, turnover. That's why don't just people. I was born to be awesome, not perfect. Here is one emerging form of sexual harassment. Need to be aware. Okay, nowadays we know it's only female that been harassed, right? But you do know that male actually can become a victim. You see the rise in male harassment. Okay? According to US Equal Employment Opportunity, that in 2011, 16.3% men been harassed, and then they report it. It can be estimated like 2.7 million men been harassed around the world. That's only in 2011. But now in 2016, we don't know how the percentage increase right now. The second one is the growing number of contingent worker, temporary, like the ones that like part-time workers. They didn't attend any trainings like our training policy in your organizations, so they didn't know how to make a report sexual harassment at your place because they're just a part-time. They only come there, punch, and then they need to go to see their supervisor, that's all. But when the sexual harassment happens, they don't know how to handle it because they're not a full-time workers there, they're just part-time. So they don't know what to do about it. Okay. Here's how to respond to harassment complaint. First, formal process. Okay. You as a supervisor or manager must investigate it. But during the investigations, if your company is provide a lawyer for you, or for the victim, or for the to have it as a guideline for you, in case something happen, there's a step you need to follow. First you investigate, ask the victim what happened, and after you ask the victim, you get information from the victim, and then you start get information from the harasser. Why he doing that? Why she doing that? The last one is like you take an action after you get enough evidence, and then you start to think what punishment you're going to give to the harasser, whether you terminate the person, or whether you give suspensions for how many days depend on your company policy. See? Yeah. You see the differentiate between did not make a formal report complaint and make a formal report complaint. This I get from Australian Human Rights Commission 2012. Okay. Men mostly they don't want to make a report, because they embrace. If they make a report, maybe the other colleagues like, you know, make fun of them, become their ignorance, and then maybe the colleague told them, oh, you're so weak. That's why you become victim. And then that's why I don't want to make a report. Compared to women, you know, women, some of now women have power, they want to stand up. But some women, they feel scared of it. They don't want to confess. These three types of discipline actually you a supervisor of manager need to know. First one is like informal discipline. First you give a counseling and then you give warning, or you can be involved to the victim, or you know, to the harasser, the one that conduct the sexual harassment, right? And then the second one, if the things keep happening, the person keep doing it, you give him suspension for 4 days. You don't have a warning for him, but they want more strict. And if he's keep doing it, also you just terminate it because you have the evidence already, because you collect your evidence, everything. While you're doing the investigations, you know, like what happened here, and then you just terminate. The ethical duty report and how to make a report. Okay. First, prepare a form of complaint. When your companies make a report, the complaint form, the thing that must include there is like the name of the victim or the name of the harasser, what happened, what time, the date. It must inside there. So easy for you when the lawyers start coming everything. When the lawyers see the form report that you fill up, easy for you. And then you're not lost in the control of the situations. But if you didn't make a good form of complaints, when the lawyers start coming, and then the lawyer handle everything, and then you as supervisor or manager lost control of the situation, you don't know what to do. Because when the lawyers start coming, it's become the court case, and everyone knows what happened. But when the lawyer asks you what happened, you don't know because your organization doesn't have a complete form of complaint. That's why the complete form of complaints must be good. The best way to handle it is by being direct public. When you do the investigations, you must be honest, or you must be, because when you do it, the victim, they need to trust you because say you're the only one that can support them during the process of investigation to fight for sexual harassment. If not honest or trustness, maybe the victim that feel they're not being protected by you, and then they can bring this case to outside. They can go for the court directly, file a charge, sue the employer, and then the lawyer come in, and then you lost control of everything. Even though your policy is good, even though your form of complaint is good, but if the person that in charge, like HR person that in charge of the complaints or report is not honest, not trustness, the policy or the complaints is really no use. You serve as supervisor or manager must be completely honest and trust. Okay. We talk about the prevention sexual harassment. First one, take all complaints seriously. Whatever the complaints your employees complain to you, whether it's verbal, visual, or physical harassment, you must take it seriously, because from the small matter, it can become big matter later if you cannot, if you don't, if you do not take it seriously. And then second one is a good policy. Okay. When your organization try to make a policy, it must describe different type of harassment. If possible, provide someone that provide scenario to further explanations. Like maybe your organizations, if they have budget, right, or if they have budget, we can put a video, you know, or you can put a like campaign awareness at every floor in the organization. So when the employees come every morning to the office, they see and then they know what's going on, and then they be aware of it. First, when you call your workplace, I can see when you put a CCTV, it's really okay if you want to put CCTV, but don't put in toilet. The ones considered sexual harassment already. If you want to monitor your employees, you know, like example, in office, maybe you can put three or four CCTV, you know. It's easiest for you actually, and you can see what goes on around your office or your organizations. Okay. Third one is fourth one is activate a culture where sexual harassment is not welcome and tolerated. This one, the supervisor or manager must ensure that you know how to draw the line between you and your employees. When you put the employees the first day, you already set the lines right. This is your job description. This is what you to do. And I'm your supervisor. This is what I do. So make sure you keep the lines like that. Don't cross it. For example, you cross it and then the employees take action of it, you as supervisor or manager will be in trouble. And last one is the fifth one is commitment. Commitments when you deal with sexual harassment must be strong. You must be committed to protect our employees. You want to fight for them against the sexual harassment. Employee voice. Okay. Employee voice is good today. Actually, it can help employees and you to communicate what's going on around, what their problem. It's good. Okay, I will share with you a video that will take 30 seconds. So, hope you enjoy it.
Ashley, looking kind of tense today.
Please don't touch me.
Do you need help with anything?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Whoa, Ashley, why don't you come back inside if you really want that promotion?
No, stop this! I'm reporting for sexual harassment.
Log on to blame.org for more information.
Okay, that's all. If you have any question, you can ask me. Okay.
I've been asked out on a date, and I don't want to go. How can I say no without hurting his feeling?
Oh, the one is simple.
Yeah.
Because you want to go.
Yes.
Because anything you want to hurt his feeling,
Yeah.
you just said maybe next time. Oh no, I have a plan. And then I have a girlfriend already.
Oh.
So settle. You want to ask you again. You keep repeating, ask you again, and then ask you again.
Thank you.
Okay, next question.
Can I ask something? I am a female and my boss continuously yell at me. This led to meetings for work and all is unreasonable. Is this sexual harassment?
No. That one is not sexual harassment. It's a poor management, like in your department. It's not considered sexual harassment because they give you a lot of tasks to do, and then he's the one who always come late to meeting and he yells at you. It's not sexual harassment. It's because your supervisor don't know how to manage his time.
Right.
Okay.
What should I do if an employee is being sexually harassed by the public, clients, or vendors?
Oh, and then to ask you, the supervisor, there's thing that you need to do. First, you ask the clients or the customer that harass your employee to get out from the premises, to get out from your organizations. Second one, you contact your security. You need to let them to chase the person out. The third one, like you follow up with the harassed employees. What actually happened? You try to investigate it. You need to know what actually happened to him. And because you don't want to hurt your client feeling, you talk to your employee first. And if you feel if the client is doing something that unreasonable to your employees, you can take action. How about it? Next question, please.
I have question. I
Mhm.
have employee named Jenny. Used to delight in telling all color and sexually explicit job, but has now joined a new church, and it is strongly objecting when other employees tell such a job. Is it the company obligated to take any action?
Yes. Even though previously Jamie always, do the cursing, they make a joke with. She don't want to do the sexual harassment, right? But when she start to communicate it, she feel offensive, not comfortable about it, and then you as supervisor must take action of it and investigate it. Yes, you are supervisor. Okay. That's all. Thank you.